Hi my friends, have you seen this style of card before? It's a diagonal gatefold card. It's a great way of showing off your lovely pattern papers, and it gives you a wow to your receiver of your card. I'm going to show you how to make it, and it is easy once you know how. I'll share the measurements in metric and in inches, so whatever you use you can follow along. Stop the video, pause it, catch up, or play it back, but you'll be able to create this card yourself. I'm going to send out a written tutorial to my newsletter subscribers next week, so it's the last week in February. If you would like to receive the written tutorial, let's connect in my newsletter. You can see how to subscribe to my newsletter in the description on my YouTube for this video. So let's get started. What do you need? You're going to want a base card. Choose your color that will coordinate with your lovely paper. Give you the measurements. It is 24.6 centimeters by 14.8 centimeters, or 9 3/4 of an inch by 5.5 inches. We'll get to the scoring for that in a moment. You're also going to need 3 pieces of pattern paper. I've already cut one of these. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Your pattern paper will need to be 14.4 centimeters by 7.8 centimeters, or 5 1/4 inches by 3 inches. You can make them 3 different ones. You could do 2 the same, 1 different. Just have them coordinate with each other. I'll show you how to cut them. I had this one left over from another card, which is, I thought I'd use that for now. You'll also want to use, have a piece of white card. That's for the inside of your card, just so an area to write on. So that piece is going to be 14.4 centimeters by 7.8 centimeters, or 5 3/8 of an inch by 3 inches. You could add a little strip of your pattern paper at the bottom as well if you'd like to coordinate it with it. That's about 2 centimeters or 3/4 of an inch, but it's up to you. Now let's get to the scoring, because that's what the important part is. I'm going to bring my paper trimmer in. Now let's just check first that you can see that okay. You're going to score this on the long side to 8.2 centimeters or 3 1/4 inches. Give that a score. Make sure you don't have that cutting blade in the way. You're going to slide this along now. It's 16.4 centimeters. It does get a little lost in your track here, but just after that, 16.4 centimeters or 6.5 inches. Score that. So you'll have those 2 score lines going down there. Now, to get your angles, you want to score in this first section. Put your score line just there in that track, and you're going to twist this card until the bottom left corner is in the track there. If you don't want to do that, you could use a ruler and a scoring tool to score that. And we're just going to run up and down like that. You're going to score it again in the last section. It's going to be at the same angle. So top right here to your bottom left down there. Just keep wiggling it until both of them are in the track. Score that. There you have those 2 angles going down like that. Now I'll just bring your pattern paper in. So as I said, I've already cut this one. You're going to cut these pieces at an angle. Now it's just checking which way you're going to cut them. If we bring the original card in, if you're not sure, bring your base card in. You've already scored, and you can just check which way it should be. So for this piece, it's going to be cut from the top right to the bottom left. Now, another point with this pattern paper you choose, make it an all over pattern, not running a particular way, running down or running across, because you're going to find it'll twist at an angle. It's going to distort your images on your paper if you do that. So have an all over pattern and it won't be affected by it. So we're going to cut this top right to bottom left. Run these in your track, line them up there. Hopefully you can see this okay. Now we're going to cut it. Now just a tip too, rather than starting off the paper and running down, it tends to catch the corner and drag it down, making it a bit scrunched up. So go onto your paper and you can cut. We'll just double check that is lining up and you won't have that scrunched corner. So we're going to do that one. We're getting another piece. We've already got these pieces in place, so they're going to go like that. We're having this on the other side now. You can see this. It's a little different direction. If you've got a paper that's all over it, it doesn't matter if you cut it the wrong way because you can just turn it around. This time though, we're going to cut it from the top left corner down to the bottom right. So once again, lining that up in your track, and it just pays to just take your time, check that they're lined up. Once again, start your trimmer, your cutting blade on your paper, run up and down. So now you have all your pieces. We can get the trimmer out of the way now. Let's bring our base card in. We're going to fold it now. So on our straight score line there, just fold that in that way. It's a good idea to burnish your folds. So just get your bone folder and just run up and down like that. That's going to crisp up that fold. While it's still closed, just bend back. I tend to hold the corner up here, hold that corner, just bend back a bit. So I hold it just so it doesn't bend up that corners. Fold that back. Once again, use your bone folder, get that crispy fold. Now we can open that. We're going to do this side again. Once again, folding it inwards like that. And folding it back that way. So you can see our card has formed, and just with a few scoring lines, just knowing where to score it, you can create the card. Now, just putting our papers together, how to think about where you're going to put them. I tend to bring it in the card, just check we're going to have this piece here. These are our outside pieces. So we'll get our glue and just run some glue around there. I'm not going to finish the card fully today with all the decorations. You can decorate it how you like, but I'm going to run through a couple of little tips and putting it together. So let's just slide that. I like using the Tombow because you can just slide that little bit if you need to work with it a bit. Grab your other piece. This is the Painted Illusions paper I'm using for this one. It's February product of the month. You can use that, or you can use whatever paper you like. Just have the lovely patterns and colors, well, the colors coordinating together. Once again, we'll just position that up there, put that into place. Slide that across. Oh, that's why I love the Tombow. All right, so then we're going to get our next pieces. So this one here, I'm going to bring in your pieces here. I'm going to turn it around anyway. Now, these are going to go here. Let's glue this down. If you get a little bit too much, just scrape that glue inward a bit, because it can tend to ooze out if you've got too much glue on the edge. All right, we'll open these flaps to stick that down. I tend to put the points in first, especially this point down, the narrow one down the bottom in that area. Once you're happy with it, straighten it up. That goes there. We're going to do this one now. I always keep checking, make sure I'm sticking them down on the right panel. That one's going to go on here. All right, there we go there. So this is taking a shape. Now we want to have our other pieces on the inside. When you open it up, it's nice to have some paper there. So grab these pieces now. You can add them here, and that one will go here. So I'm just going to quickly stick those down. Okay, let's put that glue away. We can stick your white card inside if you're using it. I'll do that at another point. Let's bring this finished card in. I've got the other one, which I think I gave a little sneak before, but I'll show you that one in more detail. Now, decorate it at the front how you would like. It's a good idea to use a round shape. That just works better with the angles. You can layer them. You could stamp an image. This one I've die cut the flower from the Pretty Florals die. I've cut them both in Flirty Flamingo to match the card, but I've just added some ink on the thin detailed part of the flower there. Now when you're sticking it down, only put your dimensionals. It's good to have the dimensionals to raise it up, but just put it on half of the back and just check that it's not appearing behind there, because otherwise you're going to stick it shut. So just check that it is not overlapping there. Add your images, add a sentiment there. You can stamp inside. There is your diagonal gatefold. So we'll have a look at the other one. I used a different pattern for the Painted Illusions on this one. This is with the notes and totes, sentiment, and just a simple leaf. You can decorate it how you like. I'll leave that up to you. And we just have some more of that pretty paper inside. It just finishes it. And it's nice to have a strip of the paper below. So what do you think? Are you going to make one yourself? I'd love to hear it. Let me know. Show me even. I love to get projects and cut their cards back from readers and viewers who have made the cards. It just is so lovely to see that you're following along and creating something new and different. So be sure to just subscribe to my YouTube channel and you'll catch more fun folds and other cards. And I look forward to seeing you again in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.